Hey, did you actually forget about this game? This is Sword Art Online Variant Showdown. It shut down like last year and it was slated to come back around summer of 2024. Well, it's July of 2024. It's almost fall even, so like where's the game? I would have made this sooner, but honestly, I did not know if I wanted to make a video on this. In the end, I have decided to make a video on it. So if we take a look at this very latest post, and by latest, like a month ago, although the time frame was summer of this year, it is now postponed until winter of this year. So at least we know that they did not give up on this game. So today we'll be talking about the things that they did change with this game, as the game has been on an extended maintenance. It's not a shutdown. So for a quick backstory of what happened to this game, in case you didn't know anything about it. So back in September 28th of 2023, the game has shut down as if it was shutting down, but it didn't shut down. They called it an extended maintenance while they revamped the game to make it better. Because if you didn't play the game while it was live, there was a lot of bugs, a lot of long loading times, and people just generally just hated the game in general. It was super boring. Well, I wouldn't say boring. It was more repetitive and boring. So they decided, okay, we're just gonna shut this thing down. We're gonna make the game from scratch, from the very beginning, and we're going to try to make it better. So this is probably just like a little voiceover while I put some screenshots around of what's going on with the game. And hey, look, I might put my face cam here. Just go, why not? I don't know. Okay, you don't care. Get me out of here. So back in November 21st of 2023, they put out their first update of what's going on with the game. They didn't really specify exactly of what they changed, but they did talk about what they were going to do. So one of the first things that they said they were going to do is improve the combat of the game, because the combat of the game was currently you press attack button multiple times, use your skills, bring up awakening, spam your skills, and then try to kill the boss as fast as you can. Although in the game, it actually didn't matter how fast you killed the enemy, as long as you actually killed the enemy, and then you just rack up points to get all of your rewards, and that's it. It wasn't really that fulfilling. So while the game was live, they actually put out a survey of what the players wanted fixed or what they were dissatisfied with. And of course, your boy over here also put out some stuff. No, I don't remember what I put, but I put something. But TLDR, in this screenshot, they wanted to better pace the game, the operability of the game, aka fix the long loading times and whatnot. That was super annoying. The comfort of the game, and it says reduce download volume. I guess there's a lot of download. I don't remember. It's been a year. And of course, the balance of the game, which if you don't remember, there was a time where they were balancing characters, but they didn't say anything about it, and that put a lot of backlash on like Discord and Reddit, to the point where they finally did it like later. It was a limited character, and if you like maxed out the character, you know, you spend that good money to max them out. There was a time where apparently that maxed out limit break Asuna did less damage than a non-limit broke version of her, which that makes no sense. And of course, there's other things they wanted to change as well. Now let's move past forward to December 21 of 2023, which is almost Christmas. They have announced a new feature in the game where they will be adding armor to the game, which if you know, like Genshin, it's artifacts, Honkai Star Rail, artifacts, Withering Waves, Echoes. This one, from the looks of it, is just stats. So if we take a quick look at that little screenshot picture thing, you can see strength up. There's also a thing at the bottom that says MND up. I have no idea what that means. But at the very least, we could see that it basically brings up your stats to be even higher. Now, in order to get the armor, you have to go through events. So as you go through events and you kill enemies, the enemies will drop armor, and those armor can vary of what kind of stats it has and what rarity it will be. And of course, if you do equip that armor, you're not going to see an appearance change with your characters, because if you remember during the game, you can actually get costumes for your characters. Like if you wanted cat ears, you could put cat ears on Kirito if you wanted, or a tail. Now going back to January 22, the beginning of this year, they basically talked about the bugs and operability for this game. Now of course, the biggest issues with this game is that it had a ton of bugs and a ton of loading times, even during when you log into the game, when you summon, just going to battle. It was super long and super annoying. So far what they fixed back then was the programming, the bug finding process, operations, vulnerable to human error, whatever that means, alright. they just reevaluated their tools in general. And for the operability part, they actually changed around the UI of the game a little bit to make it a bit more comfortable. So during battle, they changed the actions, they changed the camera behavior, button placements, and then parts of the cutscenes. I don't know what that means. Like, is there a skip button? I don't remember if there's one already. And outside of battle, basically they just reduced the amount of lag, so it's not super long. It's actually a little bit faster, which is nice. And then we have a nice picture here. Look at that. Look, it's a new title, not title. It definitely does look a bit cleaner and nicer instead of that white background in the back. Moving forward to February 8th, the beginning of February, this is actually super interesting to me. So they actually discontinued some features of the game. So you think they're trying to improve what they might have downgraded. But first, hear me out. Let's talk about what they changed. So if you remember in the game, or maybe you're new, they had a skip ticket function where you can get skip tickets. And if you finished an event previously, you can use those skip tickets so you don't have to go through the battle, but you can get the rewards depending on how many skip tickets you use. Well, they got rid of that. So there's no more skip tickets. But don't worry, all the skip tickets that you may have probably had before, it's gonna turn to some random item. They'll give it to you just so it's not a waste, because I also had a lot of skip tickets, so it better be worthwhile. I don't remember if it was during the same month or it was later. I just remember this part specifically. Although they did get rid of skip tickets, they are adding a new function, which is auto battle, which basically you just press the auto button and the game plays for you. So they added that instead and completely got rid of the skip tickets. Now I guess I don't mind. I mean, I get lazy sometimes too. That just means we have to make our character stronger so we can do the harder battles without touching the game, which, I mean, when you play a game, you should play the game, but it's whatever. I like auto mode. Auto mode's cool. Now, when you level up a character, they do have a character illustration similar to Memory Defrag and Integral Factor, Unleashed Blading. They had illustrations, which those are super cool. But now when you put out those illustrations, they do not glow up because basically people just didn't care. Based off their survey, they saw that people just really didn't care about the glow up part, so they got rid of it. You still get the illustration, it just doesn't glow. And then they also got rid of some language options. Don't know why, but all right. And then, of course, we get this pretty nice screenshot of the current game of someone in battle with the Minotaur. But look, auto feature. And then you could see the placement of all the battle stuffs. And as for March, they didn't really say anything. They just wanted to show screenshots of what they have so far with the game. So, of course, again, they're fighting the blue-eyed demon. I see auto feature. We have our 2 skills in the bottom and our basic attack and our little quick step at the very bottom right. We have our 2 characters. We have our awakening finishing skill. This next picture, they're fighting Ilfing, the Kobolor, which is pretty nice. You can see they're building up that nice combo. And I think they're in the awakening state or whatever it was called. I forgot. You can see with this next screenshot, you can see a lot of damage. How much is it? 6 million damage. Jesus Christ, what did they do? And then we have when they finished the battle, which took them almost a whole minute. You think with that damage, they would have dealt that faster. And then our other rewards where you could see that they got the armor and of course all the other stuff. The last picture is just the blue-eyed demon. He's just standing there. And now for the fun part, we go to April 25 of 2024. They put out the next update of what's going on with the game, and it's now how do you play the battles. It is much more different now, because now you can kind of think of this battles very similar to Memory Defrag. The more combo you build up, the more damage you deal. So of course with Memory Defrag, you have to try and maintain your combo, as in you have to keep attacking the enemy, but if you stop for a certain amount of time, then that combo goes away. But if you do maintain that combo, you deal a buttload of damage. And now in this case, that is coming back. So of course you have to worry about elements. Now you have to build up your combo to deal even more damage. If you do a timely step, aka when the boss attacks and you step out of the way quickly, you can actually have a better chance to do critical damage, which is super important to deal even more damage. You bring up the awakening gauge so you could be in the awakening state to deal even more damage. And then you fill up your finishing skill gauge to do your finishing, aka your ultimate skill. Now the only difference now that they have added is when you're in your awakening state. Before, there was no cooldown for using your skills. So when you're in the awakening state, you literally just spam your skills. You keep pressing it and you just keep doing your skills. Switch out, keep using your skills, switch out again, and rinse and repeat until you have to end your turn. But unfortunately, that is gone. So now there is a cooldown when you use your skills in the awakening state, which it just makes sense because it would have just been broken. You would have built up your combo way too fast, and then you just would have beaten anything quickly as long as you didn't get hit. And then of course to deal more damage, you have to worry about your ability cards and your armor. Make sure you have the best stats and the best stuff. And then we have this cool little screenshot of them in battle, just in general, just fighting whatever. I forgot what they called these. But you could see at the top, right in top of damage, it says hit damage 1.2, which I assume that's the multiplier that deals even more damage. Then we move on to May 31st. We're almost done. Basically just testing features and stuff. So we have another screenshot. We could see that they're fighting another Ilfang in a very... That is not where he's supposed to be, but whatever. Also, there's a sensor thing on the top left. I just noticed that. Whatever does that mean? No idea. The one under that, I assume that's a chat box. Now we have another screenshot where you're forming up your team. You can see all their armor. You can see the ability cards they have and the total power at the very top. And then they have announced that they added 60 FPS to the game. So before the game was 30 FPS, which looks a little wonky, a little weird. But hey, what's up? We're back. Look, they put out a video here just to kind of showcase what 30 FPS and 60 looks like. So you can kind of see on the left side, looks a little weird and wonky. The right side, it looks more clear and it looks more crisp. So that's super nice to see that there's a 60 FPS. But you know what they do need to add? A PC port. That'd be so nice. Please just put it on Steam somewhere. Like it would be so much better. You put Integral Factor on Steam. You can put this game on Steam. It'll be so nice. I'm running out of space on my phone. And now we come to our current time. And by current time, a month ago, because I was late to this and I didn't know if I was going to make a video on this. Basically, the reason why they are extending from this summer to winter is because they didn't feel that the game was ready, which is a good thing, just so they can make the game a bit more perfect and not rush. So currently they are still trying to improve the in-battle actions and the experience, aka trying to add more content, new events to the game that'll just make it more fresh and exciting. Currently still trying to fix the select quest screen and the editing party and enhancement screens. Of course, they're still trying to adjust parts of the UI, and they are still going over the readjustments of the game balance, like characters and abilities. So other stuff that they're still trying to fix, right? They're trying to fix just the source code of the game, just so there's not too many bugs. Of course, that was super important. And as they try to add more additional content, they're also saying armor features, which I assume they're probably thinking about adding those special effects, but we'll see what they do with that, as well as new battle content. So not just battle royale, but maybe other stuff too. And of course, they're still trying to fix the UI to make the game look even more nice. And then actions that hinder the battle experience. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, what, like if I like spam quick step, maybe that, I don't know. But that is basically what's going on with Variant Showdown. You know, I probably should have just waited a couple more days because it's almost the end of July and they're probably gonna put another update. Not too sure, but screw it. So anyways, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will be back to Variant Showdown whenever the game comes out. Winter time, that should be fun. So if you want to see me continue playing that, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.